Hey, what's up? Kevlin here, and today I'm going to be telling you guys about my favorite Zelda games. Or at least my top 5. I haven't played all the Zelda games, but I've played a decent amount. So let's get this ball rolling. Petunia is here with me, I think. Where is she going? Petunia. Petunia is here with me, and let's get this ball rolling. Oh yeah, because this is the internet, I feel like I've just got to say that this is my own opinion. In no way, shape, or form am I saying that my list is the definitive, all-seeing, always correct list. It'll probably change once I forget I made this video. Heck, I'm honestly not sure I'm even content with the way the list is now. Yeah, I'm not good with explaining or scripting videos or even transitions, so let's get this started. Number 5 on my list is Breath of the Wild. I know, I'm sorry. I was excited when it first came out, just like everyone else was, and I love playing, but it's not my favorite. It just missed its mark in a few places, but where it did strike, it actually hit pretty hard. The open world aspect of it was a lot of fun. Being able to go anywhere or do almost anything was so much fun. It was so open, and there's so much chaos to ensue. I spent hours meandering around just picking up rocks and sticks and finding Koroks and just getting flat out lost. Seeing the Gerudo and the Zoras and the Gorons again was really fun. Also seeing odes to past Zelda games and finding like Easter eggs sprinkled throughout the massive game was also always a treat. Like Zelda's Lullaby in the King's Throne Room and the Master Sword pedestal is the reference to, I think it's A Link to the Past. Also, making treats was also a fun new way to spice things up, or finding things to cook, like tossing bombs into ponds and watching all the dead fish bob up to the top. There's just so much to do in the vast world of Hyrule, it really keeps you busy, but I can't spend the entire video talking about that. That could be its own video on another day. Petunia? And she's somewhere. On to the next one. Number 4 on this list is Twilight Princess. This one was one of the first Zelda games I played, so I'm surprised it didn't rank higher, but I'm going to... I'm surprised it didn't rank higher, but going through all the Zelda games I played to make this list, I couldn't come up with as many reasons to rank it higher. The first reason I do like this game, though, is because Link can turn into a wolf. My dad, for some reason, could not figure out what kind of animal Link was for the life of him, and it made me question if I actually knew my animals. But a lot of people really liked wolves in my school, and growing up, I never really understood why until I played this game. And this was kind of like my gateway to mythical animals. Not that wolves are magic, but they had that magical stigma about them. But being able to scent and track and hunt as a wolf, I always found was a lot of fun. The combat was super interesting too, since you're really only limited to your teeth and claws. But having Binda as your guide really helped, like that attack that you do on the Shadow Beasts, where you round them all up into the circle and then just tear their throats out. Yeah, Midna herself, though, is actually a really great addition to the cast. There honestly weren't many characters in this game, and the ones that were there, I just never really bonded with. I don't really remember any of their names or anything like that. But one character I do remember, though, is that baby that siphons out all your rupees. Okay, on second thought, let's talk about Zant. He was like, I'd say a breath of fresh air, but I don't think fresh is the right word to describe him. Having a villain that wasn't Ganondorf was nice. Nothing against Ganondorf, but having a counterpart to Mindo was also super interesting. He started off as this mysterious and somewhat creepy character, but he ended up totally snapping and losing his cool at the end. And in each of his encounters we got with him, it just got weirder and weirder. The fight at the end with him was fun too. I just wish he got a little bit more screen time. All the characters need more screen time, especially Zelda. I feel like I hardly got to see her at all. I know why they kind of like kept her veiled, I guess, until later, or what they were trying to go for. But I would have liked to see some more of her. Though we definitely get to see a lot of her in the next game I'm about to mention. Number 3 on this list is Skyward Sword. It was one of the first games my dad got for me on the Wii. I remember unwrapping it on Christmas and then plugging it into my cousin's fancy schmancy TV. There were so many wires and cords, I was only able to figure out how to play the game in black and white, which doesn't help when the game tells you to go find your crimson bird. I stopped playing after a while because of that. When I finally got around to playing again, I had so much fun though. The characters had so much personality to them, and a lot of them even had their own themes, like Gruz, or Girahim, or even Scrapper, who calls you Master Short Pants, and I just found that funny, and I realized that Link actually is, like, super short, especially compared to, like, Gruz or Girahim. He only comes up to, like, right here. Sorry, Petunia. He only comes up to, like, right here on them. Yeah. While it was a really small cast, I think what helped is, yeah, they got their own themes. They all got a lot of screen time. We got to see and spend a lot more time with them one-on-one and see character growth, or see Girahim slowly descend into madness like me after being at work for 10 hours. The side quests were also really fun. What's better than destroying a bunch of pumpkins with a weapon of minor destruction? Watching a creepy toilet hand-stalk Colin for the rest of the game. And I know it's not really a side quest, but tossing the remlets off the side and watching them fly back with their Dumbo ears was always too amusing for me. I honestly don't know why. They're just fun little cat-like creatures. During the day, you could hold them and pet them and stuff like that. And I don't know. I just wish they kind of brought that back in future games, which they didn't. Looking at you, Breath of the Wild. Yeah, I already talked enough about Breath of the Wild, so let's move on to the next one. Number 2 on my list is Hyrule Warriors, but that's a spin-off game, I hear you say, and yes, you are correct. How very observant of you. It is a spin-off game. Petunia. That was my hat. It is a spin-off game, but it spun what makes Legend of Zelda great into one game. You've got a fun story to segue through the hours of gameplay. 3, actually, if you want to include the villain's route and Linkle's route, all woven into the main story. You've got a cast of new characters and, of course, returning ones, and they're all playable. And it looks and sounds amazing with a colorful and fun art style and catchy remixes. There's so many ways to play this game, it's honestly kind of crazy. Petunia? There are so many ways to play this game. It's honestly insane. You want to play alone because you are like me and all your friends are either busy or out of the state? You can do that. Or if you want to drag someone down with you into the depths of Lake Hylia, you can. Do you want to play this entire story as Tingle? You can. Though I don't know why you'd want to do that. With each new iteration of the game, there has been more and more improvements, more characters and maps. The extra maps and quests and hidden secrets in this game is not only what makes it stand out from other Zelda games in general, but any Warriors game. These maps are ginormous. With each square having its own unique quest, any longtime Zelda fan can uncover plenty of secrets hidden within these maps as callbacks to other games. But any other just casual Zelda fan can enjoy this game. There's so many familiar faces and places and themes and other things like that. And Petunia. Yes, and Petunia. But yeah, this is a game also I would recommend to someone who's not really sure about, like, the Legend of Zelda series and they're more into, like, quicker hack and slash games or something like that. This would be a great transition for someone trying to get into Zelda. Hi, sweet Petunia. Yeah, alright, Petunia's not letting me finish this. On to the next one. And my number 1 is Wind Waker. Yes, you're right. Yes, you heard that right. There are many reasons why Wind Waker is my favorite, but mostly it's because it's the first Zelda game I finished. When I was young and when I first started playing, like, elementary school age, I wasn't really into realistic graphics. Still not that into them. So Wind Waker caught my attention when I saw my oldest sister playing on the GameCube. I watched her play a lot of Zelda games. It was one of my favorite pastimes as a kid. Eventually, I did start playing my own game. I don't remember if I was any good, but I do remember that the music was awesome. To this day, I love the music from Wind Waker. While it may not be the most iconic, I think it has some of the, if not the best music from the whole series. The characters, too, in this vast open sea of this world, they're great. Except for the booger kid on Outset. No thanks. On the other end of that spectrum is Tetra. She's so cool and she's so commanding, and just watching all of her little quirks and seeing her interact with the crew and Link and watching her bonds grow with all the different characters, it's just a really nice touch. Makar is another character that ended up helping out a lot when he wasn't being eaten. I remember my sister said she wanted a Korok as a pet, even if it pooped seeds all over the house. Little did she know that Korok poop would actually be relevant in a future game. But even though that was years ago, I got her a plush Makar for Christmas a few years ago. He now resides on her couch and does not poop seeds, or at least none that she's mentioned to me. She has, though, mentioned she watches some of my videos, so if you're watching this, hi! Thanks for watching, and thank you for getting me into Zelda. And thank you all for watching. What are your guys' favorite Zelda games? Comment below. I'm actually really curious. That's part of the fun of making these lists, is just seeing everyone's thoughts and opinions. So yeah, comment below, and thank you again for watching, and happy Zelda month. All right, any last words, Petunia? Petunia? No? You just want to keep pushing the hat off my head? All right. We'll see you later.